Damn it, I missed this song so much. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Right Reality Podcast. My name is Stephen.
And my name is Mixie. We are back, unlike this song. And we are here to recap episode 7 of Temptation Island, Mixed Messages.
I'm waiting for your episode title review, which is always reliable.
It's always bad. It's Netflix. Their titles are shit. I mean, is it okay at this point? Is it not like terribly, glaringly horrific this time? Sure. Every time I read one, I'm like, okay.
If the song was playing and they had the name on the screen, then I'd be like, great episode name.
Genius episode name.
What an incredible idea. Send that person to the challenge.
Absolutely.
Challenge Cinematic Universe. Please go over there and do some naming. Welcome back, everybody. If this is your first time finding us, you're in episode 7. What the fuck? Go back. Got tons of other content. What's going on?
It's really good.
Yeah, it's great. We love the new people listening to us, requesting new episodes before I can get them posted. Shout out.
I know. They're on your ass, dude.
Shout out. I'm trying my best, you guys. I don't think you realize how much work is going on. I'm trying my best.
Steven's not sleeping, and I'm the one complaining about losing sleep, and Steven's, like, legitimately not. So,
Steven, what did you do Saturday? Temptation Island? And laundry. And walking to pick up my car. Because they only offer one-way Ubers now at my car dealership.
This is a travesty. This and the price of eggs. I mean, my goodness, what is happening to the world? By Stephen doing this, I have realized recently that you're supposed to take your car in to get looked at once a year. So that's where I'm at in this conversation. Did you also know that brake pedals are inside of the car?
Did you also, here's a question for all you people at home, and I'm going to let you know who did not know this. Mixie, did you know your brakes have little pads on them?
I thought,
did you know they have little pads on them that they have to get replaced?
Okay, you know what? I don't even care anymore because I think people think I'm an idiot on this anyway, so who gives a shit? When discussing brake pedals and pads, I thought that they were the person that was explaining this to me was talking about where you put your foot, like when you're driving the car, the actual pedal. And they were like, well, you have to make sure it's not metal on metal. And I'm like, it's my foot. What do you mean it's not metal on metal? Obviously, it's not metal on metal. It's the pad. It's my foot.
That's why when you hear brakes, they go, ee, because it's.
I thought they just wanted a little attention,
Don't they
Anyways,
all?
episode 7. Let's get
into it, boys and girls. We left off with kind of a cliffhanger. Shantae was about to see Brie clip of the threesome.
Yep.
I would like to state officially for the record, I don't know what horror movie director they called to find the music and the score that they used in their last horror movie, but I'm listening to this and I was like, this is a horror movie score that they have in the background right now.
Oh, 100%. This is a murder scene.
Also, might be the longest bonfire clip we've ever witnessed on Temptation Island. That thing played.
It did. They did not cut really any of the threesome. They showed the staring down the barrel of the camera to see if it was on, which, thank you. Again, you can't show me that part of it enough. And then they showed the aftermath of it, and then him saying that he didn't regret it, which was a diabolical move to add that part too. I mean, the guy put his foot in his mouth for a solid 2 episodes about this, so I'm glad that they're using the footage they got of it.
And also, smart move not to show the post-nut clarity and be like, yeah, I don't need it anymore. We're just going to leave that part out.
They didn't show post-nut clarity for Big Lots either.
Nah.
The 2 times he got it. Good God.
Absolutely amazing. She has... I don't even know how to explain her reaction, if I'm being honest, because I think she was just like, her brain was melting. I don't think she remembers being there, if I'm being honest, in the moment. Like,
yeah,
you're just like, oh, I thought we were good, and you didn't just like cheat on me and kiss somebody. You had like a 3-way in the bathroom.
But yeah, it was crazy. And then she just kept being like, he saying that he thinks I'd be okay with it? I'm like, yeah, dude, that's exactly what he's saying. And she's just kind of like repeating statements and not really like saying anything.
Yeah.
And Mark's just like, hello? Like, are you there?
I think Mark gave up. Mark's like,
Mark did
clearly
give up.
she's having a traumatic experience and I'm
Yeah.
not going to help. I just need to let her go back to the house at this point.
We watched her fully shut down.
Yeah, just go.
We literally really don't see her much the rest of this episode. They do go back and she kind of like tries to defend him to Eyebrows. The whole conversation about that she wanted him to be the father of her children and like how is she going to show her children this, that was hard to watch, to say the least. It was just, I was sitting there like, oh.
Okay, I have to say this. I was maybe going to gloss over this. At what point did you think showing your children, hey, me and your dad went on the show to prove that he didn't want to fuck anybody else would be a proud moment for the family? Respectfully. Like, I don't get the move. There's an SNL sketch literally about this where there's like a dad and a mom. They're sitting down. They're showing their son. They're like, you know, we just want to show you this family video. And they flash back. It's like 25 years ago. And the family's on like Maury trying to figure out who's the father of the kid. And they're all like the worst versions of themselves. She's like, yeah, but I get it. I get it from whoever I want, whenever I want. And he's like, you can't do that. My baby. Look at that baby. That baby don't look like me. And he's like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, and also might be Pookie. And like Pookie comes out and he's got like a Looney Tunes like jersey on or something like that. And he's like, yo, I get whatever I want whenever I want it to. I had her co-worker. I'm just like, that's what this felt like in a weird way.
It's 100% that. But I don't think that they would like proudly sit their child down to watch it. But
like,
in the world we live in, they're going to first grade and Bobby's showing their kid the footage of it. I mean, how many times have you heard of people doing porn and like their brother or sister finds out at school, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that.
That's a bad experience, but if that's the situation, then maybe you know, a lot of the stuff in this episode and the next episode is like maybe they don't go on Temptation Island then.
You know what else? Just break up.
Bree and Amaya, whose name was not given to us publicly until this moment, I feel like.
Yes.
She comes into the room to journal with him. And then he's like, hey, instead of writing my thoughts down and feelings down, I want to like talk them out loud with you, Amaya. And Maya's like, hey, I'm not your therapist. I just came in this room to write things down. This is above my pay grade.
When she said this is above my pay grade, I was like, girl, yes, she's my new favorite female. I don't know where she's been hiding. I am so in on her. She's awesome.
I'm a little confused by her because she said, when it goes on, if you're going to tell me all this, maybe let's not do this in this setting, which means like maybe we should go out to the living room and not do it in your bed.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad look. And I'm like, well, he just had a threesome. I don't think he gives a fuck about a bad look. He's comfortable in his bed, which I fully understand. Also, ma'am, you came into the room to journal. You weren't forced in there. You came in there to journal. What else would you be doing? That's also a bad look. If you were later, you go on to talk to him on the boardwalk where clearly, as you can see on screen right now, there's a full-ass Celsius can just hanging out. Somebody left their Celsius can out. Right? I'm like, who left the Celsius? Is this like me at work every day when I go into work and Mixie and crew leaves and I go into the back? I'm like, why are there 5 open Celsiuses around?
I want you to state for the record, when have I ever left trash on my desk? Ever.
You don't, but I will walk around in the back. I'm like closing down the building. And every day I play a game called Where's the Open Drink Container? And there's always one. There's at least one every day. And how full is it? Always more than half full.
Oh, way full.
Always.
Yes, I agree with you, but I just want to state for the record, I don't do that.
Mixie does not do that. There's probably, I'm going to guess 3 people that are in the mix on that. You know, probably one of 3 people.
But I am not one of them. I am not one of them.
She's
the Celsius can was hilarious.
But she's on the boardwalk mix, and she's just like, she goes through her whole thing. She's like telling him like all this stuff, and she's like, hey, I'm a girl's girl and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, respectfully, wrong show to come on if you're a girl's girl.
Yeah, again, I just think some of these people were misinformed or...
No.
Also, I mean, she's not wrong that this was above her pay grade, but literally her job at this place is to tempt men with girlfriends, dance the line of prostitution, and sit there while they complain about their lives. So, honestly, kind of is in your pay grade, sort of why you're there. But boss ass bitch for being like, fuck you, I'm leaving.
Yeah, and that is technically episode 8 for what it's worth, but it was kind of around there. But I'm like,
I thought so. I was like, that's not on my notes, and I know I wrote a note about it. You're bad at this.
Sometimes I do bad stuff, but other times I'm just like, it's in the moment. I'm feeling it. Let me go.
Well, we'll wrap up on the Amaya thing. That when they're at the bar, he asked her. He says like, I forget what he says, but she says to him like, "You don't respect me," and I was like, "Yeah, no, he doesn't respect any woman I've seen so far. I've yet to see him even remotely respect one of them." But then she says yes to the date, and I was pissed. Yeah. I was like, "We're right there. We're right there. We're doing the right things. We're standing up for ourselves, and then we falter to the date." And I know it's because of airtime. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, but also, again, this is the literal job you have come here to do.
Absolutely.
You have come here to be, again, we're dancing the line of prostitution. Let's call it a harem. You are part of the harem of the men's house, right?
Oh, I was thinking brothel, but yeah, sure.
Oh, sure, that too. But I'm just like, okay, you take the date, because that's like, you get airtime, but also like what we were saying before, like with Big Lots and Natalie, like she can't be like, oh, like you're trying to tease me, and then like immediately like just bang that night. Like we're setting up bad precedents here. I know she will handle that in the next episode, but it is what it is. Let's move on.
I want to go back to the girls' villa when they get back from the bonfire. Obviously, Shanti's a mess. Shantae, she's not good. She goes to her room. As I said, Eyebrows kind of talked her through that. But obviously, the rest of the guys are kind of like, what's going on? So Ashley debriefs the men. And boy, did I laugh watching the faces of these men being told that this guy had a threesome. Because half of their brain is like, oh, this poor girl had to sit there and watch this happen. And the other half of their brain is like, fucking hell yeah, dude.
Did someone record it? Send me the tape, baby.
How long was the video? Did we see ass or what's good? And just watching them try to like process on their face outwardly both of those things in their head. Mohawk, terrible job. Mohawk did a terrible job.
He's like,
I need the link to that.
Yeah.
Send me that link.
Did they record it for an OnlyFans?
God, it was so funny. And then they flash back to the men's villa where Bree says, I want to be with Shantae more than ever before. And then not even two sentences later, I don't know if sending her a message is going to be beneficial. I pause it. I just go, what?
I think it will be. I'm just going to be honest. I think it will be.
I think literally anything is more beneficial than you not saying anything after she just watched you bang two chicks in a bathroom.
I'm going to guess you going on and like reading the Declaration of Independence is better than just not sending a video at all.
I'm not sure if sending her a message is beneficial. Dude.
Follow up. Why? Why would it not be beneficial? I actually need to know that information.
No, I would love an explanation of that as well, because I was just like, what? I can't think of anything that needs more of an explanation than that.
Amongst the things we've seen on Temptation Island in the 3 years we've covered this, I feel like this is the most clear reason to try to explain yourself above anything else we've ever seen on this television program.
I'm going to go ahead and fully agree with you, Stephen. I don't understand. We might need to send a DM at this point because I need an answer as to in what fucking world is that going to end badly for you?
I don't know.
It's the next day. Mohawk's in a bandana. I'm in.
I saw the bandana and
Yep.
the glasses, and I was like, God, what a horrific look.
And you knew I was going to be so in on it.
What a horrific look from Mohawk.
Don't care. Loved it. Mark comes back in, squinting into the sun.
Obviously.
I know he's got those icy blues and they want to showcase it, but his poor retinas. I really, like, next season that they shoot, I want him to get an eye exam before and after and see how much trauma his eyes went through.
I would like Mark to be able to wear the trendy sunglasses that everyone on Temptation Island seems to have multiple pairs of. It seems like Temptation Island has a brand deal with sunglass manufacturers because all the time I'm like, these people didn't have these horrific Mohawk had the horrific sunglasses on that I see any man wear, and I was just like, awful.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, I heard it. I saw the look, and I heard, I heard it. I heard, what's your snap? Like, oh, yeah, like, just, like, trying to figure it out and whatever.
Yeah, life comes at you fast.
I don't want to go too fast. Like, I just want to, like...
Let's feel it out.
Yeah, let's just, like, see where it goes. Am I also saying this to 8 other women right now?
Do I put my phone face down every time I put it on the table?
Ladies, take this advice from our good friend Mixie here. If the phone is face down on the table,
every time, like, obviously, you know, people like toss their phone, but I still feel like naturally you're on your phone like so. This is the back of my phone, and when I go to put it down, I'm turning my wrist normally to put it down on the table. If you are fully rotating,
red flag.
Red flag.
What do you got to hide? All those Hinge and Bumble messages?
Yeah.
The snaps? All of the snaps?
The names, the Instagram DMs. What are you doing?
The name with the heart at the end of it. Also, gentlemen, can't be doing that. We can't be doing that.
Ugh, that's an ick.
Gentlemen, do not give her names in your phone that says like Bethany Hinge, Bethany Bumble. Terrible idea. Can't do that. Okay? Can't be doing
whatever.
Those
okay. Mark is here to let them know that they are cutting more people.
Yes. Did not see this coming, honestly.
I just don't see why we need to be doing this. Maybe they just don't want to pay for that many meals. I'm not really sure.
We are at the end of another week where if we keep you, we have to pay you for another week of being here. So
Probably
you got to go. This budget, we spent a lot of money on this temptation light that we only turned on 3 times.
Yeah.
So we got to make it up somehow. You know what I mean?
The only thing that really affected me was Yams left. That was sad.
She did leave.
Who the fuck is Nikki? And why did Yams leave? That was the 2 notes I had here.
Who did this person sneak in? Again, we don't know many of the women in the men's villa.
We don't.
Which is a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I understand that. However, 50% of Bree's threesome got booted, and the only one that got saved by Lion.
I know.
And I think he saved her because he kind of wanted to like keep it around for Bree and or what's more likely that could happen is production was like, please keep her.
Yep.
Please keep her around.
Uh-huh.
So I know
I can see that.
You're pining for your lady in the other house, so like you don't really give a shit at this point.
It doesn't matter.
You're gonna get one of these people. I think Melissa or Mel, who I've never seen a day in my life. Cool style though. She looks cool and fun. I love how all the men's reason was like she's just cool to have around.
Yeah, she's a good vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. She also wears like the smallest bikinis, and I'm like, yeah.
She
Fuck
beats
yeah.
us. What did Lion say? She always beats us when we play games.
Yeah.
Like, what are we, 5?
I actually kind of like
I
that.
like her because she builds the blocks real good.
She will good at playing Uno, and she Uno reverses me so hard, and I'm just like, oh, I bet you she's gonna drop a wild me.
Okay, so we cut people. Mark lets everybody know they're going out on the town and that they need to pick final dates, which, spoiler alert, not final dates. Don't know why they called it final dates, because it's not.
Not a final date. Also, I would like to stay officially for the record. When the ladies are cutting the men, I'm like, can you imagine for a moment if Case came back and then he just got
I wanted it. I kind of wanted it.
gone again.
I kind of
Also,
wanted it.
Is Case regretting coming back? Because ever since he came back, she's been very preoccupied with Yemen.
Yeah.
Which, understandably, he is a very attractive looking man.
A beautiful man.
But imagine coming back when she's like, I just can't really do anything with you because of that. And then you come back and she's like, I'm single. And he's like, great. You missed your window.
Yep,
The window's been missed.
Well, honestly, it's his fault. Yeah, I kind of wanted him to go because
Stayed,
that would have been.
He wasn't going to be in consideration.
Oh,
I think
no.
He's great, but you're competing against him. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. We need to talk about the bars that we went to.
Okay.
Temptation Island has decided, and I wrote this down a couple episodes back and decided not to get into it. Temptation Island has decided that they are not renting places out. Most times with reality shows, they will rent a place out. So, random people aren't in the background or causing issues while they're trying to film. It's a very standard thing to happen with reality TV. For unknown reasons, Temptation Island decided not to do that. They sent the girls to a beach one day, and there was a bunch of random people in the background. There was another time where a bunch of people were like crossing frame. But this right here is easily the worst bit of television I have ever seen that has been affected by outside people. It starts off with Eyebrows talking to who I refer to as male Eyebrows, Cody. This woman is just on the phone in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Incapable of, barely I'm seeing Eyebrows in this conversation. So wildly distracting. Just covering the camera. Then we go to Taylor and Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
There is this man in the background in this blue Hawaiian shirt just chomping on fries. At one point stares down the barrel of the camera, just in the shot. They're flirting. This is like a big part of their storyline. They're finally like crossing from friends into something more. I'm seeing none of it because Hawaiian shirt man is in the background just going ham on his meal. There's other shots where like I don't even know what they were trying to get because so many people were in the frame. It was awful.
There's one shot where you can't even see. You can see like some.
So you saw this too. It's terrible.
Yeah. I almost called her Christina. Taylor's
She
hair.
kind of looks like a Christina. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. I was like, is she Christina or Taylor?
Do we call her Christina now?
Sure. I think we should call her Christina from now
Okay,
on.
Christina. Thank you. Episode 7, changing your name.
Should we call her Taylor Christina?
I think
Or just
Christina. Just really make it confusing. Fully.
Okay. Christina is now in the shot, a.k.a. Taylor, but I can barely see her. There's somebody in the foreground, very out of focus, clearly on the phone, maybe texting, hey, I think they're filming a reality show at this bar I'm at. They didn't let me know what the fuck was going on. I'm just trying to eat my hot, tasty French fries, and I can't do anything about it. To talk about your guy who's eating French fries, I want to hang out with this man.
Oh,
this
he
man
seems cool as
seems
fuck.
like he figured out life.
I was building an entire backstory in my brain about this guy while watching it.
What's your backstory? Because I got one.
He's retired. He just retired. Him and his wife are going to Hawaii for like a month because he just retired. They're going to see if they want to buy a house here or if they're going to like go to Florida next and spend a month there and then get a place. And I think that this whole reality TV thing that's happening in front of him is kind of making him second guess if Hawaii is a good spot for him.
Oh, okay. I went in a totally different direction. That this is the nexus of the universe, and this is an alternate version of Trendy Tyler, who is just living his most adventurous lifestyle, completely tan except for his hairline. Right at the thing, he dyed his hair white because he's buying into the Hawaiian experience, and he's just living his life, living an adventurous lifestyle. And also, that's Kay. That's future Kay. Her hair's changed. They're just hanging out. He's munching down on some French fries because also Trendy Tyler likes to wear a button-down shirt that's always open.
Slightly open, yeah. Him and Big Lots both refuse to button their shirts up all the way.
I don't think they are illegally allowed to button their shirts.
I don't think they're capable of it. I don't think that they're what's the word where they're not ambidextrous? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
They get their hands up here and then they go, oh, I need to button up here, and then they get up to here and their hands just naturally go. And they're like, I'm trying to button my shirt. Oh, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Here's the thing. I like the bars not being rented out. It's a very Hills move, and as we've explained earlier,
it is. It's
they
just
shoot the show very Hills-like.
Then I need a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode that says, please take your Adderall. There's too much going on for you to be able to focus on what you need to focus on. I don't disagree with what you're saying. It's great.
Only if prescribed, by the way.
Yes, which I am. Doctor's orders.
Yes.
But, I mean, yes, it can be fun. And I know they do it on Love is Blind, too. This one in particular was so in your face. I mean, they couldn't get shots. You know, if the best shot they're getting, if what we're seeing is eyebrows talking to male eyebrows with a woman taking up 3/4 of the frame on her phone, that is the best shot they were able to get of that.
I think it's a style. I think it's a choice that you make, that you're like, we're going to lean into that. We're really documenting this things to happen. And this just makes it feel like you're just spying on these people, and it's not like live camera people.
I don't
and
love
they're
that.
choosing to do this. They chose to put the cameras here. They chose that they knew this was going to be a bad sight line. And I kind of like it. It looks cinematic, but that's a different story for a different time. I love when the group is walking in and people are like, oh, that's why the cameras are here.
Especially the men's villa walking in, because some of these girls are dressed not appropriately for the place that they are currently at. They are in a hole-in-a-wall beachside bar, and Natalie's in fishnets.
I think she lives in those.
Taylor doesn't have pants. Taylor's pants are lace. Or not Taylor, Kay. Kay's pants are fully lace. Just crazy.
It's Hawaii. You know? They're lucky they put a coverall on. You know what I mean at this point?
I have two more things about this time period.
Okay.
One is, did you notice that the women's men, all of the guys that are out with the four ladies, are drinking beer except for Mohawk. Mohawk has this fruity little drink.
Hell yeah, Mohawk.
And I loved it. I love it. Everything he does is so funny to me. Every guy's chilling with the Miller Lite. And this motherfucker's got a strawberry slushy thing.
Let me tell you, if I'm in Hawaii on vacation and there's a bunch of girls around, you better believe I'm never drinking a beer. I'm only drinking strawberry daiquiris.
As you should.
Better believe the only thing I'm consuming is strawberry daiquiris, because I bet you they don't have a blender in that house.
No.
So I'm out. I'm ordering 15 strawberry daiquiris.
I completely agree with you, and I loved that Mohawk made that move. Lastly.
Yes.
Stephen, I'm going to send you an image.
Okay.
And for all of our viewers, this is now going on screen. At this point, Tyler is talking about asking Kay out, talking about leaving with her in the future. Very important things.
Yes.
I could not focus during this period of time. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Please look at his balls. They are so very much front facing
Oh.
this camera and this couch. All I'm seeing is ball sack.
Yeah, it's like off to one side.
It's off to one side. It's so very aggressively there.
Yeah. This is why you can't wear tight pants, man.
Yes, and then I started realizing, why is the camera in the ITM so low?
Okay. This is something else I noticed in this episode, which I have not noticed before.
Ball sacks. And then I realized the rest of the time, and now you guys are all going to see it, ball sacks. It's ball sack city on that couch. Population balls.
It depends on how low the couch is, because the first thing that you're taught, or at least I was taught when you're doing an interview with somebody, is camera has to be eye line. 100% always has to be line. You don't want it high, you don't want it low.
Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to upskirt.
We're not trying to upskirt. However, I feel like that couch might be pretty low. Second thing is,
it's a bad couch.
It's a bad couch, because if you notice, they're sitting in the middle of the couch. And you know what the middle of this couch is? A giant crack.
Yep. And it's just cradling their balls.
They are sitting in the middle of this couch stylistically, but there is a huge ravine in this couch. So literally their butthole is getting no support.
Yep.
Their cheeks support. Middle, no support. Maybe that's why the ball sack is going down.
That's what I think it is too. I'm so glad we're getting into it, because this is what I wanted to discuss. Yes. This couch, while beautiful and would be great for normal lives, is a terrible ITM couch. Terrible. To the point where if I was on that show, I would have like switched it with a different couch in a different room. That's how bad it was.
Pulled in another couch and be like,
100%.
I'm not sitting on here.
That is not it. And now for the rest of the season, I am wildly distracted by these man sacks on this couch.
Vape watch has now turned into ball sack watch.
And literally.
On the right reality. On the right
it
reality.
It absolutely has.
Should we get to the video messages?
Yes. Let's get to the video messages. We have just put a cushion on some rocks. Amazing.
I wrote down.
We really phoned in this part.
I cannot focus on any of the messages because I'm too focused on these horrific setups.
Terrible setup.
The women got it even worse.
I agree. The
women have to like somehow like lower their entire body below their knees to get down there, look graceful doing that, and not fall over. Meanwhile, anytime they move and get up,
that
back pillow is blowing away into the ocean. Just blowing away into the ocean.
Every time, the back pillow. Oh my God. I mean, we could talk about this setup for an hour.
Blowing away.
I couldn't believe it. Watching them try to like navigate these rocks. They're all like, all the girls are in like bikinis and like a cover up. So they're in flip flops trying to like get, they're like on a cliffside now with this like patio couch cushion that they've taken out of the couch. Just one wrapped in a towel.
There's no way that's comfortable. There was rocks in places where they do not want rocks. It must have been the most uncomfortable thing. The box that had the iPad in it was holding on to dear life. It was like just like they touched it and it almost fell over.
It wasn't an iPad, by the way. It was a Microsoft, whatever the fuck those are called, because I saw it on the back, even though they were trying to hide it. Also, sometimes it was attached to the top part of the box. Other times, it was just in the box.
And I know why.
What was that about?
100% about lighting and glare coming off the screen. 100%.
Hated it. Hated it. Just all of this could have been avoided if they just had like a little cute like table, umbrella, chair setup.
Yeah, why couldn't
right
we do
where
this
the
inside?
right where they walked to the rocks, like the grassy area right before it would have been just fine.
They're like, we need to get as far away from the people as possible. We need to make sure they're sound. No, this is a very uncomfortable position to be in. Which, for those of you who don't know, like that's like there's so many things that happen on the reality shows where these people are like, why are we doing this? They're like, well, it's going to look good. Yep. It's like we're doing these things to look good. It's so unpractical.
It's terrible.
And if you're going to do that,
bad.
please make sure the pillow doesn't blow away because it's so distracting.
Yeah, or like have that box on a flat rock.
Yeah, there's a PA like in the ocean trying to collect the pillow.
Just waiting back there because I know
He's got
it's
like
gonna
a
blow
net,
away.
like a fishing net, trying to like catch it like he's playing a carnival game. Okay, let's get to the videos. Big Lots video. Thoughts, Mix. Thoughts on Big Lots
Quote,
video.
I've only focused on your feelings and have neglected my own. I say, what? Then he continues, I forgive you. And I just put, ha, 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 ha. Okay, dude.
Okay, so this is the first time that I feel like I'm starting to understand more about Big Lots because
I cannot believe you're about to do this. Go ahead, but what the okay.
This is the first time I'm just like I was focusing on me. Okay. Like before here, now I'm like, is he I think what he's saying is nothing about what he's talking about has anything to do with what's happening on Temptation Island. All of this is pre-Temptation Island stuff that he's talking about. And I'm just like, okay, did you say anything about this? Or were we just choosing this specific moment of this 30 seconds allegedly, which they get, which there's no way there was 30 seconds because Shantae had like an Oscar speech written down on her piece of paper.
Yeah,
And I can see the producer for Shantae being like, okay, you have 30 seconds. And then they're watching it. They're like, okay, you've recorded for 5 minutes. They're like playing the music, like rap. There's a big sign that they have off camera, like rap.
Yep.
But I was like, what is Big Lots talking about here? He's got to be talking about stuff that happened before they came here. If he's saying, I forgive you, what would he be forgiving her for?
It's exactly, I guess, because she talked poorly about him.
But to me, like that doesn't track either.
Correct. That's why I said, what?
Nothing about this made sense, but obviously he was you can just see from him, like he's very deeply feeling these things.
I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't either, but I'm like, there is a disconnect between like, I think we've been given, which obviously happens on these shows. I think we've been giving like only half of this full story. Not that I give a shit, but I'm just like, I feel like this is so disconnected from like what we have seen.
Oh, 1,000,000%
that
it is.
none of this is tracking. Ashley did not send a video message. Savage move.
Bars, knew it. That was the only one I was like, in my gut, I knew she was not going to do that. I was so happy for her. Good for her. He doesn't deserve fucking shit. Same with Taylor. Christine, she did not send a video to Tyler. Loved it. They don't deserve any of your words or thoughts. Lion and eyebrows, adorable.
Sweet message. Sweet message.
Very, very sweet.
Well done.
I mean, again, as we've discussed on this show numerous times, nice emotional things aren't going to be talked about by us.
No, that's okay. That's fine. It's fine. But like not what we're here for. But sweet, loving, great. Hope everybody finds that.
Yep.
Taylor did not so known his head. Trendy Tyler is like, okay.
Yeah, he says, I feel like I just got clowned. And I was like, you said to the camera numerous times that you're not in a relationship with her anymore.
Yeah, I think this is over. I'm just going to speak from the guy's side here. They wanted the message to feel like, I think what happened from this is both of these guys are like, hey, this is kind of why we came on this show. But for you to just be like, deuces, I'm out, and not send a message, like, I felt like we've been together this long, and for you not to send a message, like, you're just like...
Yeah, but, Stephen, they are full-blown seeing other people.
Yes.
They are watching them fully be in a relationship with another person without having a conversation with the girls before going into a full-blown new relationship.
Yeah.
They deserve nothing.
I think that's where the complete disconnect between what the guys experience on this show historically.
100%.
And the
I
women,
agree with you on that.
because it's
Absolutely.
always like the guys are here and like, hey, we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna do what this is supposed to do, and that just feeds into like, you know, stereotypes about men and women and how they act. And the ladies are like, I'm here just to like see if we can like get through this. And the guys are like, you've given me a hall pass. Like we're on the show to do this.
Yep.
And then like then we're supposed to get back together because like we know how this is probably gonna go.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they were both upset. They're like, hey, this is what we were supposed to do. I understand that. And then for you to like not send a message goes that you don't even like, you're just completely out already. And these guys are like, hey, I'm trying this to see if this is better than what we have.
Yeah.
It's fair. I don't care. I'm just trying to state like
No, I hear you.
a different opinion from that. But that's not usually what we do on this podcast.
No, it's not. I don't even remember what Tyler sent. My note just says this message is fucking manipulating. He says something like, I love you. Like, I love you so much. And I was just like, dude, you're fucking already dating this other girl. Like, that's just like, why?
I mean, he fully is. I think he was like, what do I say? Like, how do I even say this to this woman who I actually really liked up until probably a couple months ago because I was living an adventurous lifestyle. I don't want you to forget.
Well, yeah, I would think he would like her considering she's fully taking care of him.
Yes. Except for, I even said this at one point, like, we haven't seen them bang yet. I don't think they're banging. I don't think they're
banging
out.
either. I think there might have been some hand play, but I don't think they're banging.
No, definitely not banging. We would have heard it because they make sure to hear that. Taylor or Christine / Taylor comes back after seeing this message and very emotional, goes right into Yemen's arms, and Case is like in the background being like, yeah, I shouldn't have come back. This was a horrific idea. I should have pulled the ripcord when I wanted to. I've come back.
I can't believe Mark
hope.
Convinced me to come back here.
I had that great conversation when I came back. She was so excited to see me. I was on an all-time high.
Yep.
And now I get replaced for a guy who I assume most women want to be hanging out with to begin with. So,
yep.
Yay me.
Shantae's on this show. Do you remember her?
Who's that?
Yep, we saw her. She's back. She got a video from Brie. I was just sitting there like, you can't be believing this shit, right? Like, you can't. But it does seem like she does.
I'm believing it. Is that weird?
I'm sorry. You can't be that outwardly like, I'm a sex guy. I'm into polyamory. Like, this man on a date had a whole conversation about how he wants to have multiple wives.
Yes.
You cannot go from being that in on that to then being like, I'm good. He might be good right now. What he's saying might be what he actually is thinking at this moment. But I do not believe that he has checked the box and he's good forever now. That is just not how that works.
You're right. That's I didn't think about it that way. I like in the moment he really believes this, but I think if you've had those thoughts before, I don't think they just like wash away.
No,
like
and to be and again, it's not like he's, having this conversation with just her on the side and she like mentions that like that's something they've discussed. He's openly on camera, broad daylight, having these conversations, knowing they're going to be on TV. Like, these are not like little secret maybe thoughts that he's had and then he tried it and decided no. This is full blown. He's like fantasized about this and wants this.
And
you know
that's
what I mean?
And that's, I believe that's the exact reason he came here, because he's not like, hey,
Exactly.
I hooked up with one person. He came here just to have that experience, which I think he felt like was, I don't want to say a hall pass was given, but I think they all think that a hall pass was given to do this. Because even when the Celsius can was involved, he's like, what's her name, Amaya or whatever her name was just like, hey, like your things are matching up, and he's like, and I do like that he said that he kind of broke the fourth wall and said like, we have to separate by like what's happening here,
real
versus
life
like the real
and
world. Like, this is not real life. Like,
you're also talking about episode 8.
God damn it.
So let's go back to episode 7. Brie now gets his video. And I'm sitting there like, oh, is he going to feel bad? Is it time? Nope. He says he feels humbled. Okay. And then he says that he's crying, and this is the first time that he's cried on this since he's been here. I saw no tears.
Oh,
Not a one.
no
Didn't
tears,
see a
no tears.
singular tear-a-roni. So I call bullshit again.
Wow, just the constant calling of BS.
I don't know, man. I just don't trust this guy.
That's
I
a
don't
Mixie
trust him.
special, right there. Just calling BS when she sees it, she likes it. I was kind of confused by Shantae's message to him. Everybody else had seemed to like either memorize what they were doing. She was the only one who had, again, as I said, like an Oscar speech written down. She was taking the Academy. It clearly, I think, was cleaned up for our version of it, because I don't think maybe you do, if she's just like, I want to make sure I say all this the right way or something like that.
Yeah.
It hit him in a way that I don't think he was kind of expecting, but at the same time, like, I was expecting her to say something about, I don't know. I was expecting, like, I can't believe you did this to me.
Yeah. But I think at this point, because she still hasn't seen, we're going into the last bonfire next time, she hasn't seen any of that kind of stuff yet of, like, solidifying it. I still think that in her brain, she's like, maybe he just was in there. But didn't do anything. You know, that's kind of how I've been noticing her sort of like trying to justify this.
She's making the best out of every situation.
Yes.
And I think that's a personality trait of hers.
Absolutely.
Because even Mark was saying that at some point on the previous bonfires.
It's the next episode. I know that what you're saying is the next episode.
But he did that before. Like, I don't think you're being truthful to yourself right now. And she's like,
she's
well.
just very put together and very
And the girls are
outwardly.
even saying that when they got back. Like, Ashley was like, it wasn't as bad as hers. And they're like, how's she taking it? And they're like, surprisingly well.
Totally fine in a weird way, and it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the end of episode 7. Episode 8, we have the quote-unquote final dates. They are not the final dates. And another bonfire. So we have way more to get into. If you're on YouTube, head over to the next episode. If you're listening on audio, it's going to roll right into it right now. How exciting is that, Steven?
It's so great. It's so great. Bye, YouTube. See you soon.